this work on Saturday, 14th of May 2022. Yeah, I've got a job now. And like you know, the guy actually said to me that I've got the job. So, about 4 days ago, I think I applied to be a kitchen porter in a local restaurant. If you're in my phone class, you probably heard me talking about uh being paid £5 to £9 an hour. That's what the website said that I'd be paid. So that's what I was talking about. I didn't want to say, I'm getting a job, possibly getting a job or anything, because last time I said that, I didn't get it because they were looking for someone to do full time. But anyway, so I go in and put my apron on and all, and brings me over to the sink, and I can't hear much of what he's saying, but I didn't let him know that, if you know what I mean. So, but I'm pretty sure he said that he'd be getting someone to train me, but he never did, because I waited there for about a minute or two, and finally just asked the boss, should I wait for someone to train me, or do I just go on? I'll just crack on. So I did. Before continuing, I'm just gonna mention, talk about everyone that works, my co-workers. So there's the guy who I first talked to. I don't know exactly what he is. I'm just gonna call him the bouncer, because he's the guy that was he's the first guy you talk to. If you were going there to eat, he'd say, what's your reservation or whatever, your name, There are two women. One of them is probably from my age, near mid-20s. I'm not good at an estimation. And another one is older. And no offense to her, I'm gonna say 30s or 40s. And then there's the boss. So, bouncer, young woman, older. I'm just gonna say old woman, but she's not old. No offense to her. And the boss. I didn't really do anything with the women, because they just mainly take the plates and bring them to the tables. But because I'm in the kitchen, I'm with the boss most of the time, because he's also the chef, the only chef there. And the sink is right next to a grill and a microwave thing. So he was constantly going, "Excuse me," and I'd have to move out of the way so we can use those. Yeah. I kept dropping the plates, but nothing, or dropping, but catching them quickly. So nothing's broke, thank God. But I think that I might not have dried anything properly at all. I have a feeling that there's still soap on everything that I've cleaned, in quotation marks. Excuse me. Because I cleaned it, and then I didn't. There was nothing to dry with, so I asked the boss, what do you use to dry stuff? And he pointed out there's just a wee shelf with dishcloths, so I used one until it got quite wet, and I just felt like if I kept on using that, then I wouldn't be drying anything at all. So I grabbed another one, then another. Then I had 4 by the end, but still another 2. Because I mean, what do you do at that point? Because surely if you use a dirty dishcloth, you're going to make the thing you're cleaning dirtier. You're not going to make it cleaner, right? But I don't know. I was supposed to be there for an hour, from 6:30 to 7:30, but I stayed until probably 8:30 or 2 hours. So, and I could have stayed on longer, but like I got asked twice if I wanted to stay. I said yes the first time, which initially I regretted, but since I got paid, because I didn't think I'd get paid on my first day, um, it was worth it, because that's the first time that I've actually, I've gotten paid for hard work, or well, so some type of cleaning my uncle's car and all, but it's not the same, and I haven't done that in years. But I make more money out of pocket money and throwing the test. But the second time, I asked if I could. I was asked if I wanted to stay. I said no thanks, and the guy mistook me that for saying that I had to go home, which wasn't true. Surprisingly, my mum didn't phone me going, "Where are you?" But because apparently it was more packed than it usually is. Yeah. So, as I said, I've definitely got the job. I'm going to be put into a WhatsApp group chat. And I say, your next shift is this time. Hopefully it doesn't run against anything. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is Twitter as of 9 p.m. Nice and polite. I have something for you. It's my company yearly giveaway, and you can give it a try if you're interested. Spell a word that starts with B and ends with S to win £1,500 instantly. Permission to do it to him, Mark? I don't know what doing it to him means in this context. Do it. Gonna bring down inflation. Let's make sure the wealthiest corporations pay their fair share. That's not how inflation works. In a small way, it actually is, but it's not. If a corporation gives 1 million of inflated money to the government, that money is still going to be inflated. It doesn't matter whose account it's in. I have a feeling that Biden knows this. I didn't, because I don't know anything about inflation. But I know Biden's a dumbass, but I think he's just. I think he knows what he's saying, but he's just using that as an excuse for more taxes. Because we need to support Ukraine. Right. I'm surprised there's no political comics about this stuff. I'm surprised Stone Toss hasn't done it yet. But see what America's doing right now, giving $40 billion to Ukraine when their economy isn't really good right now. That's like when simps donate their entire life savings to Pokemon in the hope that she reads out their name. Anyway, extra influx of cash. I'm very dirty from today. I'll have to take a shower later. Free tax revenue can be used to ease inflation. Say on the face of it that taxation wouldn't help isn't understanding the complexity of economics. Then explaining this very complex concept to us. If money is inflated due to its supply, how does the money become less inflated when someone else holds it? I'm very interested to hear. The addition of money that isn't created through printing can be used to pay off debt and offset costs. It doesn't mean it will directly negate inflation, just that it won't necessarily increase it. But the money is already inflated. We are currently going through a period of big inflation, and it's increasing. How about higher corporation taxes stop this? Which was Biden's point. no ideas. You see that old man, I'm a retarded Eggman. Well then, your point of extra influx via tax can ease inflation. How can you explain how inflation of currency can change depending on who's holding it? There was no point. I'm just laughing at you with Jim and Alb. Cop out. Stay mad, Harry. Think this will annoy him. He's the easiest cunt to wind up on Twitter, honestly. They do have a point. Pure Malden at his desk. Everyone on Twitter is easy to wind up. I used to have an alt LARPing as a black gay dude with a photo of Cali Muscle in the early days. I would reply to his tweets with flirting and compliments until he noticed. I've lost count of my times that people have said dumb stuff and then Googled it to find out they were wrong, so they say they were trolling LMAO. Stay dumb. Wait a minute, how do you know that meme? Can I get my mod back? No. Not all art is made to make you personally feel comfortable. Sometimes artists want people to experience emotions other than comfort. Yes, that is why The Exorcist exists. I had to think of something extreme. No, things of this like shouldn't be allowed to exist. Look, I drew a dog. But what does it mean? People probably think that that's what I'm like. If I can't find anything based out of something that I watch, no. If I don't find anything based out of like CSI, then it's not going to ruin the show for me. Kendrick Lamar drops slur-laden song, as if he doesn't do that in all the songs, about trans relatives. Fans react. The left and right mad at naughty words in rap songs. The pendulum hasn't swung. It's upside down and warped into the fourth dimension. Sixth time singing Let It Go. Best I let it snow. Let it go today. Do men like being called pretty? Wouldn't know. I'm joking, my gran calls me handsome all the time. Just 3 days after getting out of jail for sexual assault, Andy Dick is blowing weed in his pet lizard's face. This guy's a piece of crap. So if you can hear like someone scratching their head, I got a haircut. Yeah. New Valve intro dropped. Also, apparently, TF bots Mid School's Mundo for nearly 2 years now, and Valve are doing nothing about it because it's a 15-year-old game. So there are two options here. Either Valve can do something about it, or they can allow the players to mod the game to fix it themselves. But they're doing neither. So I guess Valve just wants you to play the competitor instead. Overwatch. Baldrill Ardian Simulacrum. Stage 1. Faithful image / copy where we believe, and it may even be correct, that a sign is a reflection of profound reality. This is good appearance in what person called the sacramental order. It's a bubble, it's a bubble, it's a bubble, it's a bubble. Society's collapsing and dumping socks. I'm dumping the dollar. Fools. Stage 2. Perversion of reality. This is where we come to believe the sign to be an unfaithful copy which masks and denatures reality as an evil appearance. It is of the order of maleficence. Here, signs and images do not faithfully reveal reality to us, but can hint at the existence of an obscure reality which the site itself is incapable of encapsulating. Sus, Amogus. Behold, our newest ad campaign. Amogus, yes. Stage 3. Mask the absence of a profound reality where the sign pretends to be a faithful copy, but it is a copy with no original. Signs and images claim to represent something real, but no representation is taking place in arbitrary images, or merely suggested as things which they have no relationship to. Person called this the Order of Sorcery, a regime of semantic algebra where all human meaning is conjured artificially to appear as a reference to the increasingly hermetic truth, whatever. Stage 4 is pure simulacrum, in which the simulacrum has no relationship to any... Oh wait, sorry, examples. Amogus. Amoguns. Here signs merely reflect other signs, and any claim to reality on the part of images or signs is only of the order of other such claims. This is a regime of total equivalency, where cultural products need no longer even pretend to be real in a native sense, or naive sense, I can't tell, because the experiences of consumers' lives are so predominantly artificial that even claims of reality are expected to be phased as artificial hyper-real terms. It sounds like I'm spitting a lot, but I'm not. Any naive present or pretension to reality as such is perceived as bereft, I can't see that, of critical self-awareness, and thus as over-sentimental. Amogus, sauce, Amogus, invincible. Explanation of the simulacrum using Stone Toss Comics. So, Zelensky posts this. Oh, this way. So, someone that Zelensky is posting wearing Nazi insignia. Thank you, Zelensky, for sharing this moving post about defeating the Nazis. By the way, what's that little skull patch? A Nazi from Ukraine. Aww. Yeah, man, use a Stone Toss comic doing Ukraine about Nazis. You're clearly informed. Well, Zelensky, I don't know if he's called the Russians Nazis yet, because wouldn't they be communists? But they're both authoritarians, so same difference to me. Yet his soldiers are wearing Nazi insignia, and people don't seem to care that the Ukrainians are Nazis, because Ukraine is currently oppressed. Do you not understand what's going on? You're defending Nazis. Ah, I see you're still on the Stone Toss as a Nazi phase of loving Stone Toss. Don't worry, chap, you'll come around. What is it about fascism that appeals to you personally? The genocide part or the totalitarian part? The part where it isn't fascist? The part where anyone to the right of Stalin sends people like you into hysterics?